All right, culture swap.
Swap my culture.
Let's do it. And then what do we do this time?
I said at the start of the episode.
Yeah, but we always say it again at the culture swap. Because at this point, people who listen to an hour and a half of us just chuntering away, they've probably forgotten.
Chuntering?
Yeah, that's the thing you can say, isn't it?
It is, but I don't know if I'd describe this episode as chuntering.
We chunter.
We're
just a couple of chunters.
I think that does us a disservice.
Oh.
I would say we've spent an hour and a half entertaining our listeners.
Okay.
For free.
All right, calm down.
This is money out of our pocket that we've spent doing this.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's the sad bit.
You're welcome. Honestly, listeners, it's not a guilt trip. It's not saying you should be paying us or anything. I'm just saying, don't describe what we're doing here as chuntering when it's costing us money to entertain you.
I like that you're having a go at the listeners over something I said.
Yeah. Alright. Rat Queens, Volume 1, Sass and Sorcery. It is a graphic novel. And you know what that means?
Liam's going to read us the entire credits page.
Curtis J. Weeb did the story. Rock Upchurch did the art covers. Ed Brisson did the letters. And Laura Tavishati did the edits. Obviously, can't forget Jim Valentino, who is the publisher and did the book design.
Very good, Liam.
Thank you. So, I suggested this because this has been sat in my to-read pile for ages, and all I knew about it was that it was basically a graphic novel version of essentially a D&D campaign.
Yeah.
And you're way into your D&D at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, Ellie will like this. Liam will probably like this too.
Yeah, you're also into D&D.
Yeah. But obviously I was going to like this because I'd already bought it. So that's why I was like, oh, it's a safe recommendation for Ellie.
Got you.
What do you think?
I really enjoyed it. Surprise, surprise.
I think it's like Lumberjanes, where, again, it was one that I was like, I think Ellie would like this. And I think, when it comes to graphic novels, I've got good recommendations for you. It's everything else that I struggle with, particularly books.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Although films, I can generally recommend you good films.
Yeah, the films you can do if I specifically say to you, like you were always good if I was like, Liam, I'm in the mood to watch this kind of film. What should I watch? You were always good at getting them.
Yeah.
But you also like to annoy me with films where you'll be like, you should watch this film. And then I watch it and I'm like, God, I hated it. And you're like, ha-ha!
I've got another film like that I want to do at some point on the podcast.
Lovely.
Although I don't know if you've seen it or not. House of a Thousand Corpses?
No, I haven't seen it.
Perfect, yeah.
Will I hate it?
Great one. Huh?
Will I hate it?
Kat hates it.
No, fair enough.
I begrudgingly like it.
Okay.
So maybe our Halloween special, we can do House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, that works.
That'd be coming up soon, won't it?
Soonish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got your birthday episode to get through first. Jesus
yeah.
Christ. Anyway,
yeah.
Rat Queens,
Rat
Volume
Queens.
1, Sass and Sorcery.
You were doing big claps like a little baby.
I was bringing the energy back up.
Okay. Yeah. So, this graphic novel, like Liam said, it's kind of like a D&D campaign, like, written as a graphic novel, but that D&D campaign is being played by... It's being DM'd by someone who has, like, a really good story and world building, but the players in that D&D campaign are just the absolute worst. Like, they are derailing the story in all the worst ways. But it's not, there is no actual, like, you don't see people. It's not a campaign. It is literally just the story of that world.
Yeah, it is like a fantasy story.
Yeah. So you're following Betty, Dee, Hannah, and Violet, who are a smidgen, which is a halfling.
Which is basically a halfling.
Yeah. So you've got a smidgen thief, Betty.
That's Betty.
You've got Dee, who is a high priestess of a tentacle god cult, who no longer is with the cult. You've got...
And she's atheist.
Yep, she's atheist. You've got Hannah, who is a magic user, like a wizard or a sorcerer, who's sort of the mean one, kind of, or at least the craziest one, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, Betty's pretty crazy, but Hannah's, like, fucked up crazy.
Yeah.
And then you've got Violet, who is this dwarven warrior who's like, all the others are kind of a bit of a mess. And Violet is clearly from, like, wealth and, like, a good family, but has gone off adventuring with the Rat Queens.
I did read that Violet's a bit of a hipster dwarf because she started shaving before it became popular.
Yeah, later on in this book, she's sitting with someone and says that she's looking at other dwarf women, and she's like, yeah, I invented having a shaved face. I should grow mine back. I'm hotter with a beard anyway.
Yeah.
Which is just great. because I love that.
Yeah.
I love that in fantasy lore sometimes dwarven women have beards, and it's just like, yeah,
Yeah. It's like Lord of the Rings, isn't it?
yeah,
You've got Gimli talking about, yeah.
exactly. But yeah, so you this story in this graphic novel is the Rat Queens have basically all the adventuring parties. These groups are like 4 adventurers are all living. There's like 5 of them, I think, in the city, and
Something like that, yeah.
they're just causing untold trouble for the city. Like, they go off and do these quests, but then they come back, and with all their gold, they have outrageous parties, trash the city, and just cause mayhem, and everyone hates them.
Yeah, basically.
So you start with the town basically trying to like figure out how to get rid of the adventurers.
Yeah.
They're like, they shouldn't be here, all this stuff. Then I think immediately, the solution they have is to send all the adventurers out on these different missions. But
they're all like boring missions, like go and tidy up this place.
Well, it's like 4 of the missions are okay. Like the Rat Queens get told to go and clear out goblins, which is like noob stuff.
It's alright, but it's like it's
newbie. It's below the Rat Queens. Then you've got the Peaches who are told to raid like a bandit camp.
Yeah.
The 4 Daves, who are one of my favourite parties in this.
Yeah.
Which is literally just a team of 4 people called Dave. And they have to differentiate themselves by calling themselves by their race. So it's like Orc Dave, Gnome Dave, Dwarf Dave. It's just great. They get told that they've got to go put down some like undead. Then you've got the Brother Ponies.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking weird name. They've got to slay the one-armed ogre at Mulch Hill. And then Obsidian Darkness, who are like these elves who are all goth, get told they have to clean out a lavatory.
Yeah.
And just accept it. Everyone else is like, what? And they're just like, yeah, cool. Because they're too goth. They're just so goth.
Yeah.
It turns out that all these missions are a setup, maybe, because assassins appear to kill each party.
Oh, there are going to be spoilers.
Oh, yeah, sorry. We're spoiling
It's alright, we're still like, what we're discussing so far is literally like issue 1 of volume 1, so we're not in spoiler territory yet, but we will get into spoiler territory.
Yeah. Basically, assassins come, they wipe out 2 of the parties, I think Brother Ponies and Grim Darkness or whatever get killed.
Yeah.
This is when, like, the first few scenes of proper gore in this comic book, where you realise that this is fucking gory. Like, you literally see someone's face getting cut into 3 pieces.
Like, this, I feel like when they were making this, they had like 2 different paths they could have gone down. They could have been like, let's go for the widest appeal possible, make it real family friendly, and it is just like your general like D&D in a graphic novel. Or we could do how D&D typically is when you have adults playing it, which is it gets super violent and drugs and sex and stuff get involved. Yeah. And that's the path they went down, and I'm so pleased they did. Yeah, because it is literally you watch the Grim Darkness guys get murdered, and just this big full-page spread of an assassin and a guy on the floor with brains spilling out. And then the next page is the Rat Queens and Betty saying she's brought lunch and it's just candy. And then she's like, we should all do mushrooms. Yeah. So it is immediately like, the graphic novel's like, this is what to expect. Really loads of violence and also drugs. Drugs. I know it's sex as well.
Yeah. So the Rat Queens obviously defeat their assassin. They get a bit fucked up by it. But then a troll just crushes the assassin, and they have to then murder a troll. Yeah. One of them gets their arm pretty badly damaged during that fight. That is a horrible panel. Like, her arm gets fully snapped in half, and she's like, she says something like, am I overreacting, or should I be worried? I feel like it's very bad. And then someone else is like, yeah, don't look at it, and then heals her. But it's like, oh dear, this is, it's a horrendous look. It is literally an arm snapped in half. Yeah. Then they get back to town, and the rest of the graphic novel is like them trying to unravel the mystery of who hired these assassins. Yeah. And you sort of know it's probably someone in the town because you've seen all these people that don't like them. You've got the captain of the guard, who is an ex-boyfriend of one of the Rat Queens, who's on their side in that he's trying to help them solve it, but he's got this whole mysterious thing going on where he knows one of the assassins, and the assassin like calls him by name. So there's like all these mysteries in this graphic novel that some of them are getting set up for later stuff, some of them are set up just for this comic book. But it's just so good. There's so much violence, so much drugs.
There is a lot of violence.
Like, it's amazing how quickly so many of the adventuring parties get killed. Because I was expecting, like, once they introduced, like, there's a bit of a rivalry between the leader of the Peaches and the leader of the Rat Queens, like, they fucking hate each other and are just really bitchy around each other. And then the Peaches all get killed except the leader and Braga, this big half-orc woman.
Yeah.
Who is just a badass. And then, I think does it then get into, like, there's, like, a fucking war, basically? Oh, they do a bit of snooping around.
I actually, there's a really good bit where they're trying to figure out who's behind it all. And they go and talk to, I think, like, the leader of, like, a merchants guild.
Yeah, I think he's the guy that's running the merchants in the city, basically.
Yeah, and they're conversing with him. It's Betty and... D. Yeah, and they're chatting with him. And there's a really good panel where it just shows, like... It's a page, and it shows all these different panels with this text around it. And it's things that are, like, in the room. So it will show, like, these scrolls, or it will show his hands, or, like, the window or something. And I first read that, and I was like... This is weird. And a couple of pages later, it's Betty talking about what all those things mean. And that's just, like, so well done, because it's things like, these scrolls were, like, still damp, so he must have, like, recently come off a voyage, and he doesn't have a wedding ring on, so... And there's, like, a lighter colour where the band was, so that would have recently been taken up. And it's just little things like that. And, like, the window has, like a trap sort of thing, so we can't get in that way, and... It was just so smartly done.
Yeah, Betty is a fucking badass. She's just a proper D&D rogue. Like, this completely zany character that loves getting high and eating candy, but she's also a fucking genius thief.
Yeah.
And, like, this amazing observer. I also love the way she gets out of that conversation with him, where they're pretending they're making, like, a trade deal, and then Betty spots all this stuff, and then just immediately just like, cut your price in half. And the guy's like, but I haven't given a price. And she's like, oh, I know when someone's messing with me. Let's go, D. And the guy's just like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Betty might be my favourite character.
Betty is just fucking adorable and cool.
Yeah.
She's also in a long-term relationship that has recently ended with a human woman in town. Yeah. So that's cool. We've got a lesbian character immediately who's one of the main characters. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, this feels like a very, like, inclusive graphic novel.
It won awards for being from GLAAD for
that
being,
doesn't
like,
surprise
inclusive.
me.
Yeah,
and it doesn't seem like shoehorned in
No.
or preachy or.
Nope. It's just
feels...
just some of these characters are lesbians, gay or bisexual or trans, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
Which is cool as shit. And then, like, shit happens, and it's just cool as shit, and shit everywhere, and badass blood, and everyone's cool.
I really like the art in this, like, especially like the gore
cool.
scenes with the like the blood spray and stuff like that. Like, it's really nicely done. Yeah,
I super love. I think if Betty's maybe your favorite character, I think Violet's my favorite character.
Yeah, that would make sense.
She's just like a badass swordswoman.
I think Violet's a close second for me.
I mean, it was specifically like the whole book. She's kind of not up herself, but she's like almost the honourable one in the party, because the party's like...
She feels like the leader.
No, Hannah's the leader.
Do you think?
Hannah's the leader. Violet's like the moral one.
Right.
Dee's like the nice healer who's trying to keep everyone together and just be like, hey, let's all be cool. And Betty's like the wild one.
Yeah.
Because that...
What did you think about... as we get into it, we find out that Dee... There's a party scene, and she's quite like...
Yeah, she's really like
what's
socially
the word?
awkward.
Yeah,
so like, a guy comes up to try and hit on her, and she's just like brushes him off, and then immediately regrets it, because she's trying to tell. She's like, "You love parties, you love drugs," and she's just sitting reading a book.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love Dee as well, because she is just. She seems
but
like
like
a real
that whole like social awkwardness thing. There's like a couple of like other like party scenes, and I was looking back, and I was like, well, she doesn't seem socially awkward in those. So I was just a bit like, I wonder if that was like.
Yeah, well, the fact that she says like, "You love party," is it that she's been affected by the recent, because that last party is after like Violet gets shot in the throat and nearly dies, like, and they have to use 2 healers healing her using all their magic just to get her to live.
Yeah,
which is like one of my favourite scenes is Orc Dave from the Four Daves, who every time he casts healing magic he gets a bluebird in his beard. Which he describes as he's like, my dad told me they're magical bluebirds who live in my magical beard, which I just love. And then,
it's the sort of thing that like 100% like if you were in a D&D campaign and like a player was like, oh yeah, this is just one of the things that I want to do. You'd be like, okay,
when I
let's
cast
just go
magic,
with
can
that.
I have bluebirds appear in my beard? Yeah, sure. But I love that him and Dee save Violet. Violet comes back to life, and she's like, all I want to do is have a massive party, do lots of drugs, and have sex with Orc Dave, in no particular order. And then later on at the party, she's like, right, let's go have sex. And Orc Dave's like, do you want me to get rid of the bluebirds? And she's just like, did I say anything about the fucking bluebirds? Leave the bluebirds there. Like, what the fuck sex are they having? It's so
freaky bluebird sex.
It's so good. It's just wild. Honestly, it's such a... it's not feel good, but I felt good reading it.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But I think it's because this does, like, tap into your sensibilities.
Yes. Ultra-violent fantasy in a sort of grim, darkish world.
So, like, yeah. So it's not feel good, but it's, like, exactly your cup of tea, essentially.
Yeah. I've got the same thing I had with the Lumberjanes, where I finished reading this, and I was like, fuck, I really want to read more of this, but I can't until we talk about it. So I have been sitting here for, like, 2 weeks now, or a week and a bit. Because I read it, like, pretty much straight away after we finished our last episode. And I was like, fuck, I've done this too early. Now I have to just wait.
There's a lot more. I think they're up to, like, volume 6 or something, but I don't think there's a whole load more to go. So.
Very annoying. I'm going to catch up to that very quickly.
But no, I did, like I said, all I knew about it was basically like a graphic novel of D&D. Yes. That was how it was sold to me, so I bought it. And I wasn't expecting it to be as, like, adult and as violent and sex and drugs as it is, but I really liked that about it.
Yep.
Because it just has, like, a decent sense of humour that runs throughout it.
There's, like, running jokes of one of them is always trying, like, I think it's Violet, she's trying to, like, say cool things whenever they kill people or have fights, and then at one point she's, like, bleeding out, and she's like, tries to say something cool, and there's like, no, I have blood loss and I can't think of anything.
Yeah. And I think at one point, Violet does say something really cool, and she comments on it. She was like, that was really cool.
Isn't that someone else that said... No, it's Braga, isn't it? Says something.
Oh,
doesn't she? She says something, like, super badass, and Violet's like,
yes,
that's really cool.
Also, there's definitely, like, a hint that there's more to Violet to come.
Oh, yeah.
Her brother shows up, and there's that,
her
like...
twin brother. And she's, like, stolen the family sword, and, like, not on top form, and her brother's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the cool thing that Braga says. Oh, this isn't the cool thing she says, but she does say at the end of the fight, she's talking to one of the Daves, not Orc Dave, and she says, "You're sexy when you're killing shit, Dave." And he says, "I think you take the sexy killing cake, Braga. Damn."
The cool thing that someone says down, that was a good line, is orcs only know one language, blood. I'm the fucking alphabet.
That's it. That is fucking cool.
One other thing that I really like is, like, a running joke. So the person that is behind all of the assassins and stuff is what's her name?
Well, you think it's her.
Yeah, but what they call her, like, old lady something?
Oh, that's it, yeah. Old lady something.
Yeah, and she's constantly like, I'm 39.
And she's an elf as well. So she's like this ageless creature, but she's only 39.
Yeah. And I just love that running joke is
it is
old lady Bernadette.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's one of those jokes that I'm just like, it just works really well.
Yeah. Yeah. This whole book is just good humour, good action, and there's, like, they've set up enough stuff that I'm hooked.
Oh, there's loads of directions this can now go in.
Like, there's, because all the characters have got, except maybe Betty so far, have got, like, something that you're like, ooh, this is like...
Well, Betty has the relationship.
Yeah, but that doesn't get resolved. But, like, at the end, in the
there's
party,
more to that. Like,
there's definitely more to
history
it
there that we don't see.
But
you've got Dee has the fact that she's an atheist, and there's the whole thing with her family that gets mentioned at one point.
Like, when she left, her mum said, "It doesn't matter where you go, their like tentacle god will find you." And then she finds this scroll.
And the merchant.
The merchant is part of that cult. It looks like.
Yeah.
Then
what's Hannah's thing?
Hannah's is in that final fight. She's, like, out of magic. Violet's just been killed, and then her eyes go from glowing white, which is how she's been good at magic. They go pitch black, and she, like, murders loads of orcs in revenge, and, like, goes fucking insane. So there's clearly something there. And Violet's is the whole
stuff.
Yeah. So, like, they've all got stuff. Then there's the overarching plot of the Merchant Guild.
And sorry, the other thing you've got is it D with the leader of the captain?
No, that's Hannah as well. Yeah.
Hannah. Yeah.
Yeah, they have their relationship that they used to be in, and then what's going on with him? Like, he used to be part of these fucking crazy assassins, and now he runs a city guard. So there's, like, all these fucking plots that I'm like, God, I want to know how all of these end.
And it also does feel like a very D&D thing, right? Where as a DM, you might set up all of these different like things that could branch off, but maybe won't.
Yeah. It is amazing how they've managed to make it effectively a D&D campaign without any of the like real world stuff. Because like there's even references at one point. Someone's like, "Oh, you should charm the troll that's killed the assassin." Someone says to Violet, "Oh, you should charm it," and then she's like, "I don't think my charm is going to work on this one." And I was like, "That's such a like." It's basically someone saying, "Can you make a persuasion check on the troll?" It's so fucking D&D without specifically coming out and saying this is D&D.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so well written.
Yeah, I'd like to know like what like inspired this, like the background behind what got this started.
Yeah, it might be worth looking into.
Yeah, like again, I don't know because like I know with like The Walking Dead, for example, right? If you have like the single issues, they have a letters page at the back, and I wonder if you got the single issues of Rat Queens, if there'd be something like that would give you more of an insight into it.
Possibly, yeah.
I wish they included that kind of thing in the collected.
I get why they don't though, because it would be like a shitload of extra pages.
I get it, but if you're a fan of something, you're always going to want like
that's true.
More.
Yeah.
Well, so you read this on Kindle, did you?
Yeah.
So in the back of the graphic novel, I don't know if you get this. They've got books that they're advertising. They're also from the line that did this. So this is
books by Curtis J. Weeb. You're bound to enjoy.
Yeah, and also other books in the Image Shadow line.
Yeah.
Stuff, and I was having a little look through those, and I was like, some of those do also look quite interesting.
There's one called Miniature Jesus.
Yeah, I was particularly drawn towards T-Runt.
Oh yeah, I mean that one is for all ages apparently.
Yeah,
and it's described as a charming tale to children and adults alike. And adults.
Yeah,
I just can't wait to read more of this.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've got the second volume downstairs because I bought both of them at the same time. This was like a year ago, and I hadn't read any of them.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely be reading the second volume and most likely picking up more. The problem I have with graphic novels is if I don't read them all in quite a quick succession, I'm really bad at like remembering stuff. Like I've still got another volume of Lumberjanes to read, and I'm a bit like, oh, where did I get to with it? Like what happened last?
But you can use that as an excuse, Liam, to read.
I'm not going to reread it all. I kind of wish that in like collected volumes they did have just like a little page at the start that was like a previously on.
Some do. I've seen that.
Yeah. In the single issues of The Walking Dead, they do that.
Oh, do they?
They have like a little paragraph that was like
Here's where we are, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm pleased you enjoyed this. I kind of thought you would.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a pretty fair guess, like female-led D&D.
Has this made you want to play D&D more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything in my life at the moment is making me want to play more. I could do anything, and my brain goes, "We should play D&D."
Yeah, I know. I mean, we're just waiting, aren't we? Really, before we can get started.
Yeah. Well, you need to sort out what adventure we're doing.
Yeah. Everyone needs to create characters. Like I know you've already created a character, and you've got like their entire backstory in your head and stuff. But everyone else needs to create characters as well.
Okay. Have you asked them?
Why am I meant to ask them?
Because you're the DM. Oh, listeners, can someone go back to our old episodes where I was DMing D&D, and can you track down all the times Liam told me what a Dungeon Master was meant to do? Which I believe was
and then,
organising everything, never letting any of your players
since
ask.
You never did any of that.
Yes, I did. If you go back into We Play RPGs, I bet I'm the one that asks most times. I think once I forced you to do it. How dare you?
Well, I'm waiting for Tom and Frankie to settle into their new home.
So, Tom and Frankie, if you're listening to this, let us know.
Let us know when you want to play D&D. Ellie's waiting. Liam's just got to buy a book. I'm ready. I've got the player's handbook and the Dungeon Master guide and stuff downstairs. So, and I've got a little what do you call it?
DM screen.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
When did you get that?
I think I got it when I got the player books.
Oh, fair enough.
So I'm sure I have that somewhere. So yeah, I'm good to go. I think. Now I'm starting to second guess myself if I do still have that somewhere. I'm sure I do.
I mean, you don't super need it, but it'd be useful.
It'd be cool, won't it?
Yeah, exactly. That is like 50% of playing D&D as being like, this is cool.
But yeah, I want a smoke machine.
Oh god, you're gonna do like an entrance into the room.
Yeah, I'll get like a smoke machine and I'll put my my hue light and have it like a green sort of colour, and I have all the smoke around it, and then I'll just walk in. Wearing like a deer skull with these huge like branch antlers coming out.
When we played it here, not you, like when I played with a bunch of people from home and we played a couple of games.
Yeah.
the first time they came round, I had a DM cloak, which I probably still have floating around somewhere, which you can have for DMing if you want.
Fantastic.
I was like,
got to set the mood.
I've got to do this.
But I don't know how following a book goes. Like, I don't know if the book just goes like, here's the plot in great detail, or like, I have no idea what sort of information these books are going to give.
Well, from what I understand, it will give you like encounters and stuff. So it'll be like, if they go here, this is what they'll face, and then it will give you some like options, and then it's, you know, it gives you the story and like bits and pieces.
Yeah, because I feel like even if we try and follow a book with the best of intentions, very quickly I imagine we'll go off book.
But that is part of doing the books.
Yeah,
is you're,
that's what I'm most looking forward to.
You're not expecting to like follow everything in the book. It's sort of, I think it's like you're following the main plot points of the book, and then it gives you some stuff for like, oh, if your players do this thing, here's this.
Yeah.
But then you can also fit stuff in or do your own stuff and all that stuff. Like, it's not like the moment your players do something else, the book's like, no, get them back.
Yeah. I just want to get our first session behind us so I can get a feel for what it's like to DM, and I can get a feel for what you all are like as players.
I'm just going to be a real good player. I'm not going to backseat DM you. I'm not going to be a rules lawyer.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to play particularly like we have to follow the rules.
Well, we need
to the letter,
follow most of the rules,
but not to the letter.
No, there is a thing. I'm probably going to cut most of this D&D talk out. I don't know. I've been watching like a load of videos about D&D.
Yeah,
obviously I have,
of course.
But some of those are like DM ones because I just find them interesting, and because I think in my head I'm still like a DM / a player.
Yeah.
Because I'm still interested in DMing. I just really want to fucking play because I never have, and I love this game and have always just wanted to be a fucking player. But like one of the guys was talking about, there's rules as written, which is a term, so raw, which is there are people that are like, nope, the book fucking says this, and this is exactly how it works. Then there's like rules as intended, which is like, you know, oh well, this clearly doesn't make sense. Like this, the way this is written, I could break the game by being like, oh, I do this and this, and the rules say that I can do that, so we're done.
Like, I think there's this thing called like a bag of holding or something where you can put an unlimited amount of things in it. And like one of the things I've seen people talk about is okay, so I just go to the ocean and put the ocean in it.
But I think it has a limited amount in a bag of holding.
Maybe I'm not thinking of a bag of holding. There is a thing that is like essentially you can put whatever you want inside it. Like there is no limit.
Yeah.
Which could be world breaking.
But no. See, but then what you do, Liam, is you punish the players. That's what you do as DM. You don't necessarily go, no, come on, you can't put all the ocean in there. You go, yeah, cool, you put the ocean in there. No, and now there's no fish, and everyone starts dying because a major food source has run out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it's world breaking in that literally that would be like a cataclysmic event.
But yeah, like you need to follow the rules. So like you need to follow the rules of like combat and shit. Like you can't just be freeloading around. I'm saying this as someone that's going to play a spellcasting character, because we're the ones that if we're not following the rules, will break the game. Do you know what I mean? So like, but I'm not saying like no, you've got to stick to all the rules. Like if something's there's what is it? There's like the something cool rule, which is if it's fucking cool, don't be like no, the rules don't allow this. If it's within reason and cool, like okay, we can figure that out. That's probably a whatever check.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be like, what's the word? I don't want to be like, oh, we have to follow these rules to letter. I just want to be like, okay, obviously we have to stick with some of the rules, like how initiation works and turn order and all that sort of stuff.
Words.
Initiative, that's it, not initiation.
No. Oh god, we're off to a bad
initiative.
Start.
I was close, to be fair. But yeah, like initiative and like turn order and all that sort of thing. Like, yeah, we'll be following that. But if it's like, this spell has like a 20-foot radius, and it's like, well, we're not going to be like measuring out the map.
Are you going to have maps
to see if that works? I'm not doing maps.
No, I prefer in your head play, which is then like.
We had such a huge argument about this on a previous episode.
Yeah, probably. But then we've played without maps. That was how we played.
Yeah, it's the one that's called Liam Hates Maps with Lee Brady. When we had Lee on it, and you'd just done your first D&D thing, and you were so proud of this map that you built, and I spent ages moaning about it.
Yeah, that's probably why I was annoyed, because as a DM, when you put in effort and one of your players is like, oh, it's a bit of a waste of fucking time, you're like, well, cool, I just spent loads of time making something for you to enjoy.
Yeah, it didn't work.
So yeah, that's probably part of
that. Yeah, I'm not doing maps.
That's fine.
The only thing I'm not sure about at the moment, and I'm leaning towards no, is minifigs.
If you don't have a map, how would you use minifigs then?
Oh, it would just look cool, wouldn't it?
I don't know, right? I don't know whether to reveal something, Liam, that would make me seem a little bit too eager for D&D.
Have you got a minifig of your character?
Maybe.
So I'm not doing maps, right? But what I will do is when it comes to combat, I will be drawing like a rough interpretation of the landscape you'll be fighting on.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll know where the enemies are and where you are in relation to them.
Yeah.
So you could use minifigs.
Oh, I don't even particularly want to use my minifig. I just want it to exist so I can be like, I have a minifig for my character.
Fair enough. But yeah, I am very excited. I just want to get... I've never DM'd before, and I'm not a huge expert in D&D, so it's quite intimidating. Which is why I just want to get like the first few behind us to hopefully get me a bit more confidence in DMing.
I mean, honestly, like...
I'm not good at planning.
But that's fine. Like, a lot of the stuff that you need to plan, right, isn't even stuff you need to really plan. Like, stuff like the rules, right? You can be a DM and not know all of the rules, because I'm not going to be a rules lawyer, but if someone's like, I'm prone, like I've been knocked over, and then you're like, what happens to range attacks? I can be like, oh, because they're prone, you get disadvantage on a range attack. Like, that's not rules lawyering, because I'm only going to do it if people want to know.
We'll be checking the rules.
Exactly, we'll have the books. It's the stuff, that I guess you need to know is you'll need to have bought the book and read it, because you'll need to know what's happening.
For the campaign?
Yeah. Not like the whole Dungeon Master's Guide, just like the rule book for the campaign, the one that's like, here's what's happening. Because I don't know if I want to play a D&D game where you're going like, you walk into an alley and, ooh, wow.
That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? It's like, oh my god, can you... okay. Well, let me,
jeez, guys, I'm really sorry,
do some rolling.
There's a troll.
There's a few things, like I've watched some of the videos as well, and there's a few things like I was really interested in where they were talking about fudging their rolls, if they ever fudged their rolls, and they were like, no, the best thing to do instead of fudging your roll is to just like come up with a creative solution. Like, it all comes down to improv when it comes to that. Like, if you've done a roll and you don't want that outcome to happen, you have to then improvise an alternative that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, it's the way the dice land is the way that, like, I've never fudged dice rolls because it felt cheap. Like,
have you got your own dice set?
Have I what?
Got your own dice set?
I'm thinking of buying another one because my one thematically doesn't fit.
I'm like to get a nice DM one.
Yeah, I've got mine are bone with, not actual bone, but they're bone white with red numbers on them, which looks cool as shit.
Yeah.
All of this is getting cut. This is 20 minutes of content that we're cutting out of this episode.
I think our listeners would find it interesting, and I think it's the sort of thing that we'll pick up on in future episodes as we start playing.
Maybe.
So there is that. But yeah, I just want Tom and Frankie to get ready.
What did you think of Rack Queens? Out of 5?
4 out of 5.
I give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's a 4 out of 5. I did super enjoy it. I'm curious to see where it goes next, but it wasn't like a Sunstone level of obsession and love. That's probably my favourite graphic novel of all time. So.
I think Sunstone probably still is my favourite graphic novel of all time as well, but this is a close second.
How does this compare to Lumberjanes for you?
I love Lumberjanes, but I think
I
love this more than Lumberjanes, but I still... Yeah.
But you've also read more of Lumberjanes, whereas with this...
Yeah, true. This is like
it's maybe an unfair comparison. Yeah.
And I am a magpie. So this is shiny and new.
Yeah, that is true. Next time...
Yes?
It's going to be another super long episode, isn't it?
Oh, good.
Is this episode going to get out before the next one?
Hopefully.
Okay.
But if not, listeners will just have to deal with the fact that we didn't read out their correspondence on it.
Or that it's given them the chance to tell us what they thought of the thing.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying they might not have the chance to. We don't know. Still write us in and let us know what you think of the thing we're doing.
How's the Captain Marvel special?
Having a fucking time, Liam, because I've been editing. Like, I've recorded 2 nights recently, then been out all these fucking gigs, then also been editing in those other nights the episode. I've not had time.
It's hard.
I'm going to drop that episode at some point, and everyone's going to be like, this isn't relevant anymore. And I'll be like,
yes.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I think we just stop with specials.
No. We just need to, once everything's back to normal.
So next time, get ready, listeners. You'll be in for a treat. It will be a minimum of 3 hours, I can guarantee.
Yep.
We have Jason and Lee returning.
Friends of the show.
Yeah, you might remember last time they were both on together. We did X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yep.
This time, we're doing Godzilla King of Monsters.
Which is, we were on their show
Yeah.
doing, when we did...
Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, we did Kong Skull Island and Godzilla.
Yeah.
So this is like the sequel to the episode of their podcast, where they're coming onto our podcast to do Godzilla King of Monsters.
Yeah. And we're going to, chat with them, catch up with them, and find out what is going on with their podcast. So, yeah, if you've seen Godzilla King of Monsters, let us know what you thought.
Yep.
I'm sure we're going to have a good time getting real deep into the nitty-gritty of it.
I genuinely enjoy having Jason and Leon, so I think we're going to have a good old time.
Yeah. And then you're going to have an even better time editing.
That's the bit I'm less looking forward to.
It's alright, it's just 4 audio streams.
Tracks, over 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
But then we won't have a guest for a little while. You can have a little break.
Good.
Maybe have a holiday.
That's true. Maybe I might sort something out. Just pop off somewhere for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Don't
know,
expect any new episodes during that time.
There will be. You'll be fucking editing them.
That doesn't sound accurate to me.
Mm.
No episodes. We'll just have a little break.
Nope. No, you've had your week off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll be doing the editing. Anyway, Liam, if people wanted to let us know what they thought of Godzilla King of Monsters, how would they...
If this episode goes up in time.
Even then, how would they get in contact with us?
They could tweet us at NerdOnNerd.
Oh.
They could email us, nerdonnerdpod@gmail.com.
Email, fascinating.
They could Facebook us, facebook.com/nerdonnerdpod.
Don't bother, Liam doesn't update it. The guy that runs the social media.
Actually, I did.
Well, then why did I get a notification today saying no one's heard from us for a while?
They happen all the time. I literally updated it. When did the last episode go up?
Like this week sometime?
Wednesday, Thursday? That's when I last updated it.
Alright, okay. I'll let you off.
Yeah. Now, if you'd have said that before last episode, you'd been right. I hadn't have updated it in about 6 months.
Because I think you told me that.
Yeah, but I remembered to do it for the Becky episode.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it. You can leave a comment on a YouTube video. They're starting to become more relevant now.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Liam's
They are within the last year.
It's wild.
Maybe, actually, we're up to... I'm about to do the Halloween special from last year.
Oh, so if you love Halloween, and you especially love having Halloween in sort of June, that'll be up soon.
Yeah, that will be up. So yeah, you could leave a comment on a YouTube video and we'll read that out. Or you could rate and review us on iTunes. If you want to give us a 5-star rating, that's good. If you want to give us a review, that would also be nice. It helps other people find our show and helps them know what they're getting into.
So lie to them in the review and say it's all very short, concise and lovely.
Just say it's nice.
Yeah. That's fair.
Just say it's a good show.
This is a good show.
This is a good show, 5 stars.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that listener that does that.
Any final thoughts?
I've been ambushed slightly. Usually I'm either prepared for it or sometimes I'm not. When I'm not, I just freeze.
Yeah, I think that's what's happened this time. I thought you might have a fun thought about Mac Queens or something.
It's real good. I'd fuck a smidgen.
Bye!
Bye!